Have you decided to quit drinking or using drugs, but have this great fear that outpatient treatment, residential treatment, rehab, or 12-step programs are going to change who you are and kind of brainwash you? Well, stick around. Let's look at that a little bit. Hi, my name is Charlie Chewy Baca. I am the host of this channel, Red Road Journeys, where we explore all things culturally related to recovery. You know, actually, I went to rehab a long time ago. Yeah, I'm an old fart. I'm an old man. That was way back in 1987. All right, I was just a young man. I was only 20 years old. So I know what it's like to have all those fears. And, you know, at that age, I knew who I was. I did have that fear that I thought like 12-step programs or treatment was like this cult that was going to change who I am. You know, but real quick, who was I? To answer that question, I remember reading in anthropology when I was an anthropology student back in college that I think it was Witherspoon, and I'm pretty sure it was from an old Greek philosophy quote, but he was talking about Navajos. I'm Navajo, by the way, and he said in order for them to stay the same, they had to change. And for a long time, I was like, what the hell does that mean? I mean, that don't make any sense, right? But, you know, after looking at it more, looking at history, looking at my own history and recovery, things started to fall in place. So who was I when I was drinking and using? I mean, I wasn't all 100% miserable. I mean, my childhood was pretty bad. I did a lot of really dumbass things when I was drinking. I think I was arrested 13 times for illegal consumption. I wasn't even old enough to drink, right? So, but why did I drink? That's part of the answer to this too. Well, I not only liked the way it felt, but I liked the feeling of being with people. Because all my problems, all my stressors of having, you know, being raised by an alcoholic family, my primary family, nuclear family, that is. Not everybody in my family was drunks. But my primary reason for drinking was I didn't have to feel like shit. I did not have to feel bad. I didn't have to worry about any abuse. I didn't have to worry about being bullied because I was with my friends. And man, when I chugged a lug of that beer or when we threw them shots back, you know what? The world went away. I was at one with myself. I felt good. This is who I am. I was like a person who recently discovered his face. I remember that feeling. I was like, oh, here I am. This is me. This is really me. I feel good. That other stuff doesn't matter now. And I just like that connection, the camaraderie with the friends I had, you know, the bond. We were like one, man. We were like a fist. Singly we were like fingers, but together we're like a fist. There's that good feeling of being with friends, and especially when you're young, and that really matters. It's a natural development, in fact. So that was me. I didn't want to change that feeling of that bond and that closeness with other people who I never felt that close to in my life before. So when it came time to get sober, when I had to get sober because I was court ordered, it was either that or prison, you know, for all those illegal consumption charges. Can you believe I was going to go to prison for underage drinking? Ooh, yeah, that's bad. After getting sober a while, I started, and being in anthropology, looking at that quote, it started making sense. In order to stay the same, in order for Charlie to stay the same, that happy-go-lucky guy, that toxic place where I did discover more of my inner child, in order for me to stay the same and nurture that, I had to change. Because drinking and using drugs the way I was doing was taking me to a place where that Charlie, happy-go-lucky Charlie, could not exist. Right? Prison. Yeah, I'm going to be really happy and go lucky there, right? So I had to change. And then when I got into 12-step programs, I found that the closeness and the bond I was seeking with people in booze was actually there, so something changed. I trusted people who were the biggest threat to my existence because they wanted me to stop drinking. They wanted me to live sober. But I trusted these people, and then more changes started happening. So if you're going to treatment, it's a big and it's scary, and your first night, you're probably not going to sleep because everything feels too different and it feels fake. Again, I always say this and I always will say this, change is supposed to feel fake. So just give it some time, and do those things they suggest that will initiate change. I started finding that I'm a lot happier when I take certain words out of my usual vocabulary. Say like what? Say like the word hate, right? When I say the word hate, like if I'm driving, somebody cuts me off and I'm like, oh, I hate that asshole, or I hate those people, I hate those kind of people, or I hate this, or I hate that. That takes me from 1 to 10, right? Emotionally, with no in between, 1 to 10. I started training myself to respond that way emotionally. So I found that by simply taking the word hate, making a conscious effort, I don't always do it because I'm not perfect, but by consciously trying to take the word hate out of my vocabulary, my stress level goes way down. What do I replace it with? I would simply replace it with dislike. I'm not always like, oh, I dislike that man cutting me off. No, I'm still like angry. I'm like, oh, I dislike that shit a lot. But you know what? Instead of it taking me to like a negative 10, it takes me to maybe a neutral 0. Yeah, I'm getting a little negative or if I'm at 0, it takes me to like a negative 2 or a 3. All right, if 0 is my neutral state, negative 2 is way better than negative 10 emotionally. And it feels fake. It feels weird at first saying it, but all change does. So anyway, I just wanted to do this quick video just to bring that quote to you. In order to stay the same, we had to change. And so if you want to stay you, that person that you really like, we're going to have to change because the direction we're going with substance use is not going to take us to places where that can really happen. It's the beginning of the year. A lot of people are planning to make changes. I've got a couple more changes I want to make, right? Good luck and keep coming back to this channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and share this with other people, other friends and family who are considering going into some kind of treatment. Outpatient treatment, where you live at home and you go to a therapy place 2 or 3 times a week. Residential treatment, where you're there for 30 days at least. And or just going to 12-step meetings, where you're there and you're like really uncomfortable around people. But, again, give it a shot. Don't give up when it feels fake. Give it some time. All right, thanks, and we'll see you later. Bye.